Fred, what's happened? Oh, thank God. We were concerned.
Hey, everybody. My name is Mark Klaber. I am the co-producer of the show with Denise Medina, who is hiding somewhere in one of those squares up there. Anyways, this is a fundraiser we're doing tonight. It's for the people out in LA with the fires that they had. And if you guys want to donate, you could donate at www.directrelief.org. Again, that's www.directrelief.org. And let me get myself straightened out over here. We have a fantastic show. I think, who do we have? We got Bill and we got Steven. We have, I can't tell, I can't see any. Anyways, let's get this show on the road. Everybody, let's put your hands together for our host of this evening. Put your hands together. Give a nice round of applause for Denise Medina.
Oh, Denise.
All right, all right. You know what? It's funny because I'm trying to share the audio here because I wanted this announcement. It's so funny because I don't know if you guys heard anything. You know, it's been a while since we've done this, and what's it been, like 2 months?
Yeah,
2 months,
something like that.
2
Yeah.
months, Mark. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. So you know what? I do want to let the comics know we do have a timer up here, and I find it's very helpful when we set it and we actually use it. So I'm starting it there. Do you see it? It's
Yeah,
on the
there you
screen.
go.
All right, there we go. So it's that time of year where I get a little bit triggered because the Girl Scouts are out there selling their cookies. Did you guys buy cookies yet? No?
No,
Yes? Okay.
my wife will kill
Buy
me.
the cookies. Buy the cookies. Okay, so I was a Girl Scout troop leader, and I feel like I joined a gang. Like they are vicious, and it was scary. I mean, collecting the cookie money from these girls' parents was like, "Hey, you have my money?" Because that's how I asked. Because I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing and how to do that. And the one lady said to me, "You'll get it when I have it." What? Does she think I'm going to front $1,300 for cookies? I'm not a loan shark. I am the dealer of the Thin Mints. Yeah. So have a little respect. But what gets me is that she knew that this cookie cartel wanted all their money by the following evening. So the next morning at school drop off, I found myself riding in her car from school to the bank. And the whole time I kept thinking, oh, never let them take you to a second location. Never let them take you to a second location. I am lucky to be here tonight, you guys. And now those cookies are coming back, and I want some, but I'm scared. So I have to send somebody out to buy them. I do. Mark's holding out his hand. He's eating cookies. So I'm a mom. I have 2 kids, one of each, a girl on the honor roll. Yes. And a girl on the TikTok. Hey. Yeah. And my kids don't believe anything I have to say. I know this because I caught them fact-checking me on Google. Yeah. I think it's because of all the lies I told them when they were little. You know, like, we'll be there in 10 minutes. There's a lightning storm. The pool is closed. I love your dad. I make the number 2 parenting mistake, trying to make your kids happy. Do not do that. They're upstairs texting me their demands, and the call is coming from inside the house. They're like, Mom, can you fill up my water? Mom, can you give me some Chipotle? Mom, can you buy me a car? And I've done all these things. I've done all these things because I'm an idiot. Yeah. So I get frustrated and I yell upstairs, just pretend I'm dead. Pretend I'm dead. So they pawned all my jewelry. They're driving my car. and they started a GoFundMe for my dog. Yeah. I'm a frustrated empty nester. They got a lot of crap in my house, and it's going to take me like 3,500 weekends to get rid of it all, because every weekend when I take it to the curb on garbage day, they drag it back in like they live here, because yeah, they still live here. And my friends, they're crying because their kids are flying the coop, leaving the nest. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, baby bird. And I'm crying because mine are dropping to the ground. Damn, you can't see, but I'm kicking them right now. Damn. I guess I gotta scoop him up and take him in before somebody calls animal control. Yeah. Somebody's gonna call animal control, and basically, you guys, I try to make them happy. I am like the Jerry Maguire of parenting, is what I'm saying. I am like their sports agent. They act like MVP players, but they're amateurs at life, and I'm just like, oh, just help me, help you, help me, help you. And they're like two little Cuba Gooding Juniors. They're like, show me the money, show me the money. And I show them the money because I told you I'm an idiot. And I'm Denise Medina. Thank you so much.
Well,
oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm looking for our next comedian is you can hear her on Sirius XM radio on the Pure Comedy Channel, but you can also hear her here with us on the Denise Medina Comedy Channel for good cause. Please welcome Wendy Wilkins.
Hi.
Keep it going for
Hey.
Wendy. Oh, there's up.
I'm gonna in the middle of this switch to my laptop.
Okay, hang on, because I'm trying to highlight you, but it keeps moving.
There she is.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
There you
I'm
go.
putting it on my laptop. I'm sorry, this is probably coming out of my time. Hold on one second.
No, don't worry.
All right. Sorry, I do dog transporting. I work with a lady who pays for vet care for shelter animals, and then so that they can get fixed and then get adopted. So I just was on a run with a Frenchie and a cat, so who has a heart murmur. Oh. So I just got back. So I'm a good person like that. So a lot of people aren't, but I am. I'm owning it. I'm owning it. When I hike, I pick up trash. I, return my shopping cart to the corral every time. I mean, yeah, I'm a good effing person. Here we go, Denise. I'm logging in. Hold on.
I will accept. Just take your time.
I'm going. I'm sorry. LA traffic. It stinks. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. I had to install updates. It's been a minute since I've been on a Zoom.
I love when that happens.
Yeah. So here we go. There we go. Zoom workplace. There we go. Join. There we go.
Here we go.
There we go.
She's on the big Zoom.
I don't know what happened to her. She's up.
There she is. Hooray.
Okay.
What happened? There she is. I see her.
We hardly knew her. Oh, there she is.
There. Hey. Thank you guys for working through the tech. I know I'm old. Hi. I know it doesn't show it.
We're going to start you over. How about we start you over?
All right, sounds good. All right. I know it doesn't show it, but lately I've been having very good hair days, and that doesn't happen often because I'm postmenopausal. And if you know anything about old ladies going through after menopause, like your hormones take a hike, and so everything falls out or falls down. And I have to be careful because I do like to get my hair pulled during sex, but one good yank and I could go bald. So I have to be careful with that. It's funny, like when I was younger, I used to shave in anticipation of, maybe getting some, like in my 20s. Like I used to, from head to toe, take all the hair off, the legs, the pits, the lady part, my nipples, pluck them. I got it all done, but now I don't care. I'm in my 50s. Why would I care? So I do it. I shave once a week, and I do it for myself. So if you hook up with me on a Thursday or Friday, you're good to go. Tuesday or Wednesday, you're getting shanked. All right, just FYI. Also, when in 1995, when I was 25, they found a tumor in my right ovary, the size of an uncooked chicken, and took it out. And so if you've ever had work done in your lady part issues, probably even your guy area, like at the hospital, they only shave what they need to. So like I said, my first operation was in 95. So we weren't as aggressive with the grooming down there as we are now. So I had a bit of a forest going on. And then for some odd reason, all the bathrooms had full-length mirrors directly across from the toilet. So every time I sat down, it looked like 30-year-old Amish guy looking back at me.
No.
And that's how my puss came to be known as Ezekiel. All right, what a way to start off this comedy show. Yeah. So, all right, despite my bus driver vibes, I got a lot of hot guys that want to hook up with me. And I'm not really attracted to hot guys. You think everybody's attracted to no, I don't. You know what guys I like? I like rat-faced men. You know, like Bill Hader and Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. You know what I'm talking about? Like, give me Paul Giamatti any day. All night long, baby. And rat-faced guys are fun to hang out with. Like, hot guys are not fun to hang out with. Hot guys, after you hook up with them and you're putting on your clothes, they're just like, hey, could you not tell anybody about this? And I'm like, great. Don't worry, buddy. I also don't want people to know I hooked up with a D3 lacrosse player. Okay. My dad's a football coach. Do you know the shame I would bring upon my family? He'd be like, Wilkins, a goalie? Get your head out of your ass. You know. My dad being a football coach, he's a very honest man. He lovingly describes me as solid. That's like just my body type. What I have though, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. What I have a legacy body. Look, this is my grandmother's body. This is a Scotch Irish farmer daughter body. This is 1851 Little Miss Haggis body. This body's made of potatoes and parental neglect. Okay. I've done the best I can with it, you know, and my body's not made for LA. It's not made for LA because it's just all image obsessed and hot people. I don't know where the timer is. Denise, you're going to have to give me a light. Yeah, because in LA, I'm not fat enough to be a fetish, but I'm not skinny enough for men to respect me. And I'm not ugly enough to be a kink, but I'm not hot enough for a guy to take to Raising Cane's. So I'm sort of like stuck. I don't know really what to do, you know. And, you know, I've been divorced 6 years and I got divorced because I wanted to have sex again. And so, and there's things I've done, you know, I've had a lot of fun, but, you know, there's one thing I haven't done. I've not had a threesome yet. It's on the bucket list, you know, but it hasn't happened yet. The closest I ever got, I was at the Apple store and one guy was working on my computer and another guy was working on my cell phone. And the cell phone guy goes, with any luck, we'll finish at the same time. I'm like, I don't know much, but I think that's what's supposed to happen in a threesome. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Wendy Wilkins, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Hey, if you're having a great time tonight at this comedy show, and I know you are, please donate a little extra to directrelief.org. We're raising funds for the victims and people who've been affected by the California fires, but then also maybe throw in a little extra for Wendy so we can get her some spa certificates. You know, maybe.
Please.
I don't know. We can sign her up. We can sign her up for a proper dating app or something. I don't know. That would be great. Thank you, Wendy Wilkins. Let her hear it. Let her hear it. Okay, so coming up, our next comedian. Okay, I'm going to find him because every time I talk, everybody moves around. It's so weird how this is happening. Our next comedian coming up, he is one of only 3 male comics in the world who can fold a fitted sheet. Please welcome Bill Gorgo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just sitting there thinking, my experience in life has been the complete opposite of Wendy's. In my 20s, I shaved nothing. And now that I'm in my 70s, I have to shave my ears 3 times a week. So it's a different experience. I'm just happy to be here doing this tonight to help raise money for disaster relief efforts. I know that Governor Newsom says California alone needs $40 billion. So we're going to need a lot more people watching this show than just Robbie. Because until we get them, you're all on the hook for about $2 billion a piece just to get the ball rolling. So if you could dig deep, we'd all appreciate it. Just what you can, but 2 billion would be nice. I tell you, when all of that was going on, at the worst of the fires, I got friends out there, so I was worried every day. But what made it worse was the people on social media who were just kind of blowing it off like it doesn't matter because it's happening to rich people. They felt like, they probably deserved it because they're rich. It was just weird to me. In America, we worship rich people. We elect rich people. I think we're supposed to want to be rich people if we're really American. But apparently, when something happens to rich people, we don't care. I mean, we'll burst into tears when DiCaprio sinks beneath the icy waves. But the billionaires on the Titanic, serves them right for being snooty to the stowaway. I don't understand that concept at all. Personally, I think it's sadder when a rich person loses everything because they've got so much more to lose. They lose more than I've ever had in my life or will ever have. So I literally can't imagine what it's like to lose that much. On the other hand, my Uncle Tony lost everything he owned once, but it turns out he just left it on the bus. From lost and found the next day because nobody wanted it. And if you ever smelled Uncle Tony, you'd understand that. Bottom line, I just think falling out of the penthouse is a lot worse than falling out of a first floor window. I mean, I speak impartially as someone who grew up in the basement. I know what I'm talking about here. We were poor. I grew up poor. I was generationally poor. My great-grandparents came to America because they were poor in Italy. Poor in Italy is different than poor here. So they came here, and for the next 2 generations, they thought they had become rich because now they could afford meatballs sometimes. For them, that was a great leap forward. And they never realized that they were still poor until the Great Depression because it raised their standard of living. The only people in America that happened to. I was still poor when I was a kid. We still had hand-me-downs in my family from Italy. Old country hand-me-downs. I went to my prom dressed as a gondolier. That's just not right. And it was worse for my sister. Because 2 years later, she went to the prom dressed also as a gondolier. But for a girl, I think that's much worse. In my house, we were too poor to have the 5-second rule. The rule in my house, if you can beat the dog to it, it's yours. Not literally, of course. We were too poor. We couldn't afford a dog. Are you kidding me? You had to beat the other kids to it. That was the trick. I can still remember first day of kindergarten, seeing the kids march in with their boxes with 9,000 crayons, with the sharpener on the back. You know what? I had 3 crayons and a stiletto. That was what they sent me off with 3 crayons, a red, a blue, and a yellow, and a color wheel that Uncle Tony swiped from a book at the library. Good luck, kid. Do what you can. That was my first lesson in how hard it is for a poor kid to make silver and gold. Try it sometime with 3 crayons. Anyway, years ago, when I was a kid, people used to go through, Mark, you'll remember this, they used to go through that great dream book, the Sears catalog.
Yes.
Now, I see we got some young people here. The Sears catalog, picture Amazon, but in paper form. All right? Big, thick book. If you printed out everything you looked at on Amazon for 5 years, the Sears catalog. So what you do, especially the kids, you'd go through it and you'd circle all the things that you wanted for Christmas. See? Now, my best Christmas, I was 10 years old. I remember like it was yesterday. I raced downstairs and there it was underneath the tree, my very own Sears catalog. It was quite a day, I'm telling you. It was used, but it was so much fun paging through and seeing what kids used to want before World War II. Crystal radios, in case you're wondering. Anyway, thanks a lot. Good luck to everybody else on the show, and let's raise us some money.
All right, all right. Keep it going for Bill Gorgo, everybody. All right, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that everybody's here. We're having a great time. And our next comedian, he produces and hosts a show at the Laugh Factory called the Early Bird Special for comics 55 plus. And unfortunately, I won't be able to be there for another 30 years. Shush your pie hole. Shush your pie hole. Nobody asked you. Stop. Please put your hands together and welcome Stephen J. Springer.
Steven.
Man, I had a crappy week. Found out I didn't make People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. 40 straight years. But on the other hand, I won the Mr. Potato Lookalike contest. But speaking of my looks, you'd be surprised by looking at this innocent face of mine. I've done hard time. This is a guard in Cook County Jail. Besides, you don't see too many Jewish guys in the county on either side of the bars. Not a lot of circumcised fellas in the shower there. Not that I look. I swear I wasn't looking. Now, we Jews, when we go to jail, we go to the federal penitentiary. For white collar crimes like bank fraud, money laundering, marrying a shiksa. For those of you that don't know what a shiksa is, it's a non-Jewish woman that the guys use to piss off their moms. The only reason I became a guard in the first place was because I got bullied a lot as a kid. Any of you all been bullied?
Yeah.
Well, those of you didn't say anything, you probably were the bully. I figured when I became a guard and I got a badge and a gun, the bullying would stop. Nope. It got worse, except now I was being bullied by the inmates. They shake me down for my lunch money and play keep away with my whistle. They'd even give me wedgies and titty twisters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When these things would happen, I'd have to report it to my supervisors. These inmates all had nicknames for each other, like Deadeye Dave and Stabby Stu. They even had a nickname for me. Cracker. But I used to try new bits out on the inmates. Talk about a captive audience. They laugh at everything. Like I had a gun to their head.
Uh-oh.
So I got very little applause. Handcuffs. When these guys got into trouble, the warden would punish them by giving them a choice between solitary confinement and listen to my 10-minute bit. 90% of the time they chose solitary confinement. But I worked in the psych unit. That's where they assigned me because they figured I'd fit in. All the inmates there had mental health issues. And one day I'm sitting on my assignment and I hear an argument in the washroom. I go to break it up. There's one guy arguing himself in two different voices. So I let him beat the hell out of himself. Since I didn't really like the job, I used to call in sick a lot. I tell my supervisors I needed a mental health day. They told me I need a doctor's note. So I checked myself into the local psych ward, Figuring I'd just be there overnight, get my NOCO home. 3-day minimum. It's like, what did I get myself into? You know, when the 3 days was up, I didn't want to leave. What's there not to like about a psych unit? Free food, free drugs, beautiful women. Beautiful women might have been for the free drugs. But I'll admit I was a horrible guard, though. I'm lucky I lasted there 15 years. I once pepper sprayed myself. Had the arrow facing the wrong direction because I'm dyslexic. Doesn't that sound better than I'm an idiot? Another time I left my gun at my mom's house. She brought it back the next day to work, which was very embarrassing. Termination hearing didn't go too well. Probably shouldn't have called as a character witnesses Dead-Eye Dave and Governor Rod Gaboyevich. I got to get out of here. I got to go home to Mrs. Potato Head. Nice with potatoes. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep it going. Look for Steven Springer, everybody. All right. The PSA, stay in school, stay off the streets, and donate to directrelief.org because we're trying to raise some money for the people who were affected by the fires in California. So we're going to keep going on with the show. Our next comedian has played at comedy clubs throughout Southern California and recently opened for Craig Shoemaker at the Improv. So put your hands together, make some noise for Jenelle Van de Mortel.
Hey, you guys, thanks so much, Denise and Mark, for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be raising money for our folks that were victims for the wildfire. I'm Jenelle Van de Mortel. I have to ask you guys, was January, did it feel like 60 days to you? It felt so long. I felt like if it goes one day longer, we're going to be going back in time. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's St. Valentine's Day. And I have to share, my husband is very romantic. He bought a trip to Paris, 2 weeks. It was awesome. I had the entire house to myself. You know, with Putin's in the news so much, and they always show that picture of him. He's riding a horse bareback. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Well, my husband started acting like him. Yeah, he's running around the house without a shirt, trying to invade me. And you guys, I got to talk a little bit, just a little bit about what's happening in our government. Because I was a political science major, American constitutional law, nerd girl, and I love our Constitution. And our Constitution is super resilient. And it's only 4 sheets of parchment. I mean, think about it. There's more pages in the menu at the Cheesecake Factory. And it's been around for 239 years. It is resilient. It's been through everything we're going through now. And I think we can all agree that it survived a crazy president with insane hair who invited all of his unqualified besties into the White House, Andrew Jackson. And we put Andrew on the $20 bill. Have you ever checked out his hair on that $20 bill? It's wild. It is wild. But I say all that because, you know, we're going to be okay. America is going to be okay. I don't know if I'm going to be okay because my husband recently installed a bidet. Keep one. Yeah. This thing is a fire hose with a vendetta. I mean, it will take barnacles off a boat. I think the only thing it won't remove is painful childhood memories. Yeah, and in fact, my friends are so afraid of the bidet. When they come over, they call it the bidon't. It's crazy. So I recently did Ancestry.com because my mom always said that we were related to British royalty. So I'm thinking all roads are going to lead to Buckingham Palace. Yeah, I got the results. All roads lead to the Appalachian Trail. I am a hillbilly. From like decades, not just decades, but like I hillbillies that fought in the Revolutionary War. So the DNA runs deep. And it kind of explains the situation with my brother and I. We both grew up to be artists. I'm a mixed media artist. He's the con artist. Yeah. Really fun, charismatic. If you hang around him too long, stuff starts to disappear, like my inheritance, my 401k, my mom. We eventually got her back. And the thing that really bothers me the most is that he's never been to jail. Speaking of jail, I have. Well, and like most of you, I'm sure, for car registration. Just me? Just me. Okay. Well, in my defense, I was young, putting myself through college, and I had to decide, pay for tuition or pay to change the color of that tiny tag. Okay, there was another choice. It was Girls Trip to Puerto Vallarta, and it was fabulous. But when I came back, I kept driving around on that expired tag, and it goes to warrant. And one day the police pulled me over, handcuffed me, threw me in the back of their car. I was crying. They threw me in jail. I thought I was going to die. And did I mention I was on my way home from ballet class? Yeah, I'm in leotards, a pink ballet shoes, and a tutu. You guys, when you walk into a holding cell dressed like that, you toughen up fast. So when they asked me, why are you here? I said, because my partner dropped me. That bastard dropped me. And you can bet there's one less swan dancing around the lake tonight. You call me? You can call me by my prison name, the Nutcracker. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Donate. I'm Jenelle Van Mortel.
Now, Van de Mortel, everybody, keep it going for her. Awesome, awesome. I'm having such a great time. Yes, please donate to directrelief.org. We're having a good time. We're down to our final comedian. And you've seen our final comedian on The Tonight Show, Comedy Central, and HBO, appearances with Jimmy Fallon, Melissa McCarthy, and Jerry Seinfeld. Oh my gosh, touring the world for over 25 years. And now live right here for you. Oh man, please welcome to the stage someone who believes life should always be ridiculous. Brett Walkow. Yeah, let's spotlight him. All right.
What's up, party people? How we doing? Thanks for coming out. We're coming in. I know the general age of this room. We'd all be going to bed real soon if it wasn't for this show. People are out doing shots. We're doing naps. It's a little different for this room. I was excited to do the show, one, because I'm from LA, born and raised. So I really love what we're doing here to raise money for fire relief, because it's bonkers out there. So I'm really happy to do the show. And I was thinking, like, what am I going to do for this show? And I got, ironically, on the same day that I'm going to do this show, I got my COVID I've been drinking a little bit. I got my COVID booster today. And so I started thinking back to, my first Zoom shows, and thought I'd talk about, the COVID shows, because nothing says comedy like a worldwide sad pandemic, huh, people? Huh? Let's remember the good times of sadness and nobody working. And all right, I'll stop. But because you have to understand, as a comedian, when Zoom shows came around, people were like, "Can you do a Zoom show?" Yeah, we're like, "Yeah, I can do a boom show. I can totally no Zoom. Oh yeah, I know Zoom. Yeah, totally." And we just lied our asses off. Like, we were just like, of course we can do this thing that we've never heard of in our lives at all. And so I remember my first Zoom show. I was like, all right, you know what? I got this. I'll do my act. Like, it's okay. I kind of I put the photo cam app on Mac and practiced for a little bit and said, all right, these are my boundaries. Okay, I can, I'll do my act and this kind of thing. And so it started, and I'm I tell stories. So I'm telling a story, and then next thing you know, I'm not getting any laughs. I'm like, all right, I got to win them over. I got this. I got this, you know? So I'm like, I'm doing another story and you know where your punchlines are, you know, and usually I hit this one or that one, nothing. And I'm starting to sweat. I'm just sweating. So now I'm going into high gear. Like, all right, I got to win these people. So I'm just flailing like I'm exaggerating stuff and, you know, just going crazy, whatever I can add to it, sweating bullets. I look out my window. I see my neighbor who's like, all he sees is me in front of my computer, like, and I'm doing this for like 40 minutes and then just like what happened? And we all know this now, you know, people were on mute, but nobody told the comedians, warned us ahead of time, like, hey, you're going to be in front of an audience going, that's going to suck. That is going to suck. That is going to hurt you. Like, I'm still scarred, literally, from those shows. The moments of just sitting there. Because also, here's the thing is, there's usually like, you know, when you get booked for these things, there's like 50 people watching or something. And you only get to see like 8 faces. And we're used to it now. But back then, you know, here I am doing my show, and there's like a box here of a guy just... And then there's somebody else just, you know, just sitting there like not paying attention to me at all. And I'm just like, hey, jokes. And my favorite was I'm doing my show for this one law group, and this little box like right here. And this lady, she's doing this. And I'm doing my show, and I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? And she's like, and I'm like, I don't want to do my show. I want to watch this show. And I'm like, I'm like going through my stories, but then like trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm like, is she yelling at it seems like a dog. Like she's yelling at like a dog peed on the rug or something. And I'm like, okay, it has to be a dog. Can't be a child. Nobody would yell at a child like that. And she's like, and then she sits there like this. And I look in the background and I see what has to be her husband just and puts down some food for her. And I was just like, oh, it's like that in this house. And then I felt bad for him, right? But then he walks away and he starts to go and he sees me and he goes, and then he starts, while she's sitting there like this, he's going, I'm just having a blast. Like, if I made this guy's day in that horrible household, then, you know, it's worth it to do these Zoom shows. And that's my time. That's no more Zoom. Thank you, everybody.
Much. Keep it going for Brett Walkow, everybody. And you know what? Thank you so much. Please donate. The comics donated their time and their talent to raise money because they care about other people. So we care about them. Please go and like them, follow them, see their shows, follow them on the socials. I'm going to put it in the comments on the YouTube channel, and we will get 1 million viewers on here. I am guaranteed certain that we are going to do this. Thank you so much. I am Denise Medina. Thank you to Mark Klaber for producing the show, and Robbie, our big comedy fan, for coming in the Zoom with us. We don't let everybody in the Zoom. We don't. So, you know, we don't. So
what was
thank
that?
you so much. I'm Denise Medina. I know you had a great time. Tell everyone. If you didn't, shush your pie hole. Nobody cares.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
good night.
The music go. It's real quiet and creepy.
So fun, you
know,
guys.
right?
Thank you
It's
so much.